Hi there, welcome back to the channel. I'm the GCSE science teacher, and today we will be discovering all things to do with energy stores for the GCSE Physics topic. So, the content covered today will include what is energy, types of energy stores, energy transfers, and wasted energy, and how to prevent it. So, what actually is energy? We've probably heard of energy in loads of different everyday examples where people say they're, low on energy or they're feeling full of energy. But in terms of physics, we're actually talking about the ability to do work, the ability to actually do something. And this links very much to the forces topic, which I'll discuss in future videos. Energy is also measured in joules, and you need to know the symbol for joules, which is J. You also need to be able to calculate energy in various forms, and we'll talk about that in future videos too. One of the key take home messages, though, is that energy cannot be created or destroyed. In fact, you need to be very, very mindful of the answers you give in GCSE because you will not get the answer if you say things like energy is lost. Okay. Instead of saying that, you can say energy is transferred or dissipated to the surroundings or to a different energy store. So let's talk about different energy stores. There are loads and loads which you may have heard of before, but let's recap some of them. So, elastic potential energy is found in objects that are stretched or squashed, examples being springs. Kinetic energy is found in any objects which are moving. Nuclear energy is found within the nucleus of an atom. And if you want to learn more about the nucleus of the atom, you can check out my previous video about atomic structure. Magnetic energy, so energy stored when repelling and attracting poles of a magnet. Gravitational potential energy is found in any objects which are able to be moved upwards or at a height. Chemical energy is also another example of an energy store and is found in chemical bonds. So you may think about examples being like batteries, fuels. Food also contains chemical energy. Thermal energy is all to do with heat. Light energy, sound energy, they are kind of self explanatory, but you can see there that light is all to do with objects that emit light and sound, any object that makes a sound, really. So, this very much links to the idea I discussed at the beginning conservation of energy law. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. We can only have a form of energy being transferred to a different form. Okay, we cannot lose energy, we cannot gain energy. And that's really important we are aware of that in our GCSE answers. So, energy transfers, like I said, they get transferred from one store to another or sometimes multiple. In the case here, we have a car which is moving. Okay, it has some chemical energy to begin with, maybe in the form of a battery or maybe in the form of petrol. And it can get transferred into sound, light, kinetic, and thermal energy. And you can see in this case, there is no net change in the total energy. You have 100 joules of energy in terms of chemical energy. And just for the sake of ease, it's all been split up into 25 joules per energy store as a result. Now, really important to notice here that I've actually put in bold sound, light, and kinetic energy because these are the useful versions of energy stores that the car has from that chemical energy. The thermal energy in a car isn't necessarily helpful, and we actually sometimes call this wasted energy. So let's talk about that now. Wasted energy is energy that can be dissipated to the surroundings in a less useful way. And often, like I mentioned, we're talking about heat or thermal energy. So, for the examples that you see here, we've got a light bulb and its main job is to emit light. Okay. But sometimes a lot of older light bulbs, they actually have, um, they're quite, they're not very efficient. They don't actually release all the energy as light. And instead, sometimes that energy can be dissipated as thermal energy. And that's not actually ideal. That's quite dangerous as well for the person using it. So, modern day light bulbs, like LED light bulbs, are much more efficient. A lot of the energy will be used for light, and LED light bulbs don't actually get hot, which is why they're, more efficient. You can also see we've got some cogs here. So any mechanical objects that may use cogs to allow the object to move, we obviously want that energy from the chemical energy going into the kinetic movement part of that object. But sometimes, because of friction, you can get thermal energy that's released, and that's not always helpful. So that means we have to do two things. We can use lubrications that will actually reduce the friction and therefore reduce the amount of thermal energy that's released. We can also insulate objects as well, and that can prevent any heat or thermal energy being dissipated to the surroundings. Like I say, thank you so much for your time today. Thanks for watching. I've been the GCSE science teacher, and you have been curious. If you found that helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you would like to see more of my content, please follow me on Instagram at the GCSE science teacher. And yeah, have a great day. Take care, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.